Oh, wow. Is this working? I have no idea. I have no idea. I guess I'm just going to watch this and see if this works. I'm trying a new thing. Never try new things. Oh, yeah, it's working. Okay. Wow. Oh, my God. Okay, you guys, that was kind of nuts what I tried to do. It was like, trust me, I tested this. Okay, first of all, how do I look? Do I look good? I look decent, right? I mean, am I in sync? I know I'm not in sync. Definitely not Backstreet Boys. I'm my own thing. But do the words that come out of my mouth sync up with my mouth? Oh, okay, good. Yes. All right. Yes. Okay. So, last week for the weekly meeting, we did Cribs Edition, where I gave a little house tour of my apartment, the apartment that I'm moving out of in San Francisco. I love this home. It's very much been Booty Mashup headquarters for the past 7 years. It's actually even like it's literally my office. Like this is the office, but I also live at the office, and guest DJs stay at the office. But sadly, it has to go. So let's see here what's going on. I'm gonna take this over here. My computer. Oh, okay. So I had it originally. I'm like do. So here is the fabled 2012 iMac. That is just after being on Jupiter Gatling's fairly brand new iMac. This thing is just like, stop it, please, Uncle, I can't take it anymore, because I imported all my scenes from the last 5 months when I was living in Berlin and using Jupiter Gatling's nice fast computer, and just imported them here, and my computer's just like, oh God, I can't take it. So I've been sort of trying to dumb everything down. And then, so last week when I did the weekly meeting, I did part 1 of Cribs, and I was basically on this thing. There we go. I was on the laptop. So I was on the laptop, but I was literally just carrying around the laptop like this. It was literally like that, and then like turning it around and using the webcam to basically give an apartment tour, which was horrible. That's like, I don't recommend it. And Yaganub, is Yaganub in the chat? I don't know if he is. Yaganub had suggested, hey, Elgato makes a pretty cool app that turns your iPhone into a webcam. So first of all, my iPhone camera is way the hell better than the webcam on either the laptop or the iMac. And it just connects wirelessly. So I'm like, fuck yeah, it's only $7. So I installed it. I tested it. Everything worked great. I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna run around my apartment with an iPhone and everything's gonna work. Of course, the minute I get home, because I only got home like a half hour ago, because I'm running around constantly doing errands, because did I mention I am moving now in 7 weeks? Like the 6.5 weeks? Shit, I don't know, but the clock is ticking, so I'm kind of freaking out a little bit. But I'm just going to be like this for the next 2 months anyway, while I'm here trying to take care of all the loose ends. But I'd already tested it. I figured everything was great. Nope, OBS is just like freezing, spinning beach ball, over and over and over again, restart the entire computer. Nothing, I can't figure it out. It worked when I tested it a couple days ago, and now it just doesn't work. So I very quickly, I'm glad DJ Fox Sounds was able to give you guys just a little mini DJ set, just to sit and spin just a little bit longer while I downloaded the driver onto my laptop, installed it, quickly tested it. I am now streaming off of my laptop. I am not hardwired. We're living dangerously here. This is all Wi-Fi, but I've got super fast Wi-Fi in this house because it's San Francisco and not Berlin. So, anyway. Okay, you guys. Are we ready? All right. Well, let me just check in on the chat to see how everything's going. Jupiter, can you mirror the image? Yeah, actually, I can. Hold on. Is that better? Oh my God, right? Because right behind me, check this out, you guys. Actually, let me see if is there anything else like completely, utterly stupid that I missed in the chat? Again, because I'm staring at my iPhone and I don't have a chat going, it's a little hard to kind of tell what's going on. So Jupiter Gatling, I just flipped it. That's easy. Oh, I actually highly recommend this Elgato E Pro Cam something. What is it called? Epic. Epic Cam, EPOC. Highly recommended. Anyway, yeah, it's pretty awesome. Anyway, yes, okay, so DJ Time shouted out the Nighty Award. So this, oh my God, there's a good story here. So it was, there was a, basically like a nightlife coalition or an entertainment committee or something. It was around the time, so we're talking 2012. 2012. So around 2012 is right when like the tech boom in San Francisco is in full swing. It's like there are just tons and tons of tech people moving to the Bay Area, moving to San Francisco, and what they do is they would buy like, ooh, I'm gonna buy this cool loft. It's right in the nightlife district with all the bars and clubs that I go to that I love. And then they buy it, but then they a year or two goes and they're like, God, it's really loud here. And then they start lodging noise complaints in the neighborhood about people wandering around drunk on the streets in their neighborhood. And it became like this whole thing where nightlife in San Francisco was kind of under fire from basically douchebags who moved to San Francisco thinking it's super cool and then like bitch and complain about the culture that's right outside their window when that's the neighborhood that they moved to. So of course the nightlife community in San Francisco mobilized and basically tried to set up entertainment districts where it's like noise ordinances would be a little looser in those neighborhoods. Things, because it is a nightlife district, and there were studies that basically proved how much nightlife brings to the San Francisco economy. And let me tell you, there were the cops who were like, oh, like 300 million. That's like a drop in the bucket. But then like an independent study that wasn't the cops, actually, hired by the city, did a cost analysis of tourism dollars and money and people and trickle down and all of it, and it was something ridiculous. It was like, I forget what exactly it was. I think it was close to $1 billion or something. I mean, it was kind of like a ridiculous amount, and it was way more than what the cost said. So then suddenly it's like the city of San Francisco started treating knife a little bit better. The neighborhood that San Francisco, that DNA Lounge is in San Francisco, is now sort of like it's literally zoned as an entertainment district. So Booty Mashup is at DNA Lounge and it's on this street. And so right around this whole time when the whole nightlife community is getting mobilized, they decided to start this thing called, and I think it was like the Entertainment Commission or something. I'm not actually sure what the governing body is that decided to start the Nighties. The Nighties. And it was basically a nightlife award. Are we getting oh God. How is it? Is it better now? Is the, okay, I hope, had to talk up the Wi-Fi bandwidth. I know, I'm totally tempting it. Anyway, this was the very, very first year that they awarded the 90s, and magically, somehow, myself and Mysterious D, as Booty Mashup, as the creators of Booty Mashup and the resident DJs and the promoters, we won the award for Best Club Promoter. And I, frankly, kind of thought this award was a little ugly. So, something else happened in 2012, which is Mysterious D, my former business partner, and I kind of separated. Not kind of, we fully separated. And so it was like I took some things, she took other things, some stuff just ended up in like the trash dumpster as we're like each moving to different apartments. And she took this. She took this award. And I didn't really give a shit because I was like, oh, this award's kind of ugly. But then it became like, it's sort of like over the course of our separation, our breakup, our divorce, and then ultimately our business partnership falling apart and me buying her out. This ended up becoming a little bit of a thing. First of all, this has got like super sharp edges. I mean, I used to make jokes. I mean, this is funny, not fun. Hashtag funny, not funny. I used to make jokes that I was going to die because my ex-partner was going to throw this at my head during a heated argument, and it would crack my skull because this thing's it's got some weight to it, and it's glass. And then after I bought her out of the business, I mean, the last few years of the business, I pretty much ran everything. She was just like coasting, she was mentally checked out, really. And so she didn't really have much business stuff, but she had this. And I was like, look, this is the only thing I want. I've got everything else. I've got all the computer files. I've got all the flyers. I've got like a bunch of the Booty Mashup stuff. All I need this. Like, it's ugly, but I need it. And so, yeah, I got it. I remember going to the lawyer's office. Oh, God, we were trying so hard. So we had to go to the lawyer's office to sign. So we were literally texting each other to time it so we would not have to see each other or deal with each other. And so she, of course, was running late, and I, of course, was running on time. So she was supposed to go sign, leave, and then I show up like an hour later, sign the papers and leave, and she left a bag for me filled with this and like a few other like little random things. And sure enough, as I arrive at my lawyer's office, who walks out of the door? Oh God, Mysterious D. It was sort of like, well, this is weird. And I was like, okay, well, she was like, I signed it. And I'm like, okay, should we hug? And she was like, okay, we should hug. And it was like this kind of weird, awkward, bittersweet hug. There wasn't like this, like, I mean, there's been so much shit between me and my ex-partner, and any of the Booty Mashup DJs and staff and associates can probably tell you stories. That is, I'm not going to share right now. But it was weird. It was like this weird moment, and it was like kind of like closure, but it was like, oh, this was not supposed to happen. I just let me sign the fucking paperwork. I got the business, and this, the 90 award. Anyway, should we go for a tour? Let's see here. How are we doing? Are things basically okay? Again, I'm kind of missing the chat, but Cesar Superstar is here. Oh, DJ time, bathroom art. Okay, so let's here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna take you guys for a little tour here. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I can flip the. Do we flip? Yes. Okay. So just a little recap. This is the living room, with a fabulous view. Wait. I want to do there we go. Let's put it on the wide angle, give you the full effect. Beautiful view, balcony view of gorgeous downtown San Francisco. That is my mannequin out there. She scares away the birds, and And also, oh God, wait a minute, I forgot about this. This is DJ Time will appreciate this. Disembodied hand, because at an after party, I don't think I showed this last time, somebody broke off her arm. So there we go. There's her arm right there. All right, coming back in. So this is the living room. We kind of did the whole tour last week. I'll just give you just a little update, a refresher, get you up to date. This is a signed Freddie Mercury microphone. Right there is Freddie's signature. Okay, so hold on a minute. I'm plot twist from last week. So I run an Airbnb. I've got another place here in San Francisco that is I don't live at, but I kind of live at sometimes. But it's an Airbnb mostly. And so my caretaker, a friend of mine, she is a total rock memorabilia. She loves rock memorabilia. She loves to meet rock stars. She's got a zillion photos of zillion autographs. So she really wanted to see this. So she comes on over, she takes a picture, and then she shoots me a text, and she was like, so I'm in this autograph group on Facebook, and some of the people think that this is a fake. And I'm like, really? Why is that? And they're like, look at the M. And like, look at this, look at the Y. And I'm like, yeah, but these are things that are signing on an album. This is signing a microphone. It's this cylindrical surface. And then we're double checking the microphone. And it's like, okay, so this is an older Shure microphone. It's definitely the microphone is definitely from the time period because they changed the logo and stuff. So it's at the very least, it's a late 70s, early 80s microphone. But now I'm kind of like, maybe it's a forgery. Maybe it's a fake. And then also I bought it at a place in Las Vegas, and she was saying oh yeah, apparently places in Vegas will rip you off, blah blah blah. And I'm like, but I have a certificate of authentication. And she's like, eh. So I mean, I compared the signatures. They're damn close. To the one she showed me in this one. So the jury's out. This like I said, this fabulous signed Freddie Mercury microphone might be a fake. So just warning you. Signed Hedwig poster, signed Bowie. Now this I'm pretty 100% positive that the signed Bowie is for real. There we go. Yeah, there you go. Because directly from the record company. And this was also around 2000, 2001. And Bowie's career was not going super great. He was legacy artist to be sure, but definitely okay, what have you done for me lately? Kind of had some underperforming albums. Just wasn't a thing, such the thing, So there we go. So that one I'm pretty sure is real. Chatting, I'm gonna miss them, I'm sorry, but all right, so anyway, living room, blue egg chair, DNA lounge, turntable, real quick recap, the fabled Atari ET cartridge from the landfill. I don't have a lot of collectibles, but I have a few. Here's another one. I didn't show this last week. It is a Vectrex. Has anyone ever seen one of these before? I'm gonna pop this open. This is a classic video game from the early 80s, and it's like a vector game. Totally vintage. It wasn't incredibly successful, but it's actually a really, here, let's find game. Let's get something good. We'll just do the normal one that's usually built in. Mindstorm. Oh, this is like a hack of Mindstorm. But you guys even see it? Probably can't even see it all that well. There you go. That's what the graphics look like. It's old school vector graphics, like arcade video games from the early 80s, like Asteroids and Tempest. Anyway, there you go. Vectrex. Fun fact, there's actually one of these at DNA. The owner of DNA Lounge also loves like kind of like weird 80s 80s 90s gear and classic stuff, and he actually has a Vectrex, and like I don't mean at his house, I mean has the Vectrex on a bar top, like at the bar in the upstairs lounge at DNA Lounge, the upstairs room. There's one of these which are totally collectible. Like you can find these on eBay, but when they show up, and when they do, they're usually like around $200-300. Maybe if it's in bad shape, you can get it for $100, but never less than like $100, unless it's non-operational. And I'm just like, I can't believe you leave this like totally 80s collectible game. Like that's not the easiest thing to replace, just sitting on the bar. But there you go. Okay. What else should we show? Before we get to the bathroom, let's do the kitchen real quick, because we didn't really get to do the kitchen. A couple things. I love this piece of artwork. This artwork, it's a little hard to tell what's going on here, but it's me, that's me, doing the fashion show on the, at the time it was called Tranny Shack. It was a club in San Francisco called Tranny Shack. It then, it started in like 96, so a less politically correct term now, but back then no one even thought twice. So many, especially MTF, transgender, trans feminine people, this is what we refer to as each other, as tranny. It's a slur term, but back in the day, tranny was literally how we all self-identified. It was never a slur term. It became one. I mean, woke culture turned tranny into, instead of being a trans femme self-identifier, it then turned into a slur term, even though I've never ever heard a trans bigot use the term tranny. I mean, maybe here and there, but people still say, "Oh, that's so gay," and nobody's saying that, "Oh, we can't say gay anymore because it's a slur." So anyway, don't get me started on that. I already said too much. But anyway, the party's now been rebranded Mother, and the drag queen Heclina would always book a bus to Reno, Nevada. She would book a charter bus. A bunch of drag queens and club freaks and stuff would all get on this bus every Easter weekend and go to Reno to put on a drag show. So this is on the bus. It's a watercolor painting of a photograph taken on the bus trip to Reno, with a bunch of drag queens, and I'm either doing a lip sync, like, because they would do a lip sync roulette, or it's the fashion show. I'm not sure which, but you basically use the aisle of the bus as kind of like your runway. So, this is for Jupiter Gatling. Jupiter Gatling, don't worry, that the Air Berlin little canvas painting here will be coming back to San Francisco. Will be saved. It will getting tossed away. Okay. That's like, we love Air Berlin. Air Berlin's who we used to use back in the day, back and forth, before they shut down and went bankrupt. So yes, I'm saving the Air Berlin painting. What else? Oh, it is a kitchen. These are these. So this is an artist, David Olenek. And basically he does anthropomorphized food and animals and things. He's got some really, really cute ones. This one, Because I'm in the Kitchen. I love this. This is my baby, my espresso. Oh my God, I would not survive if I did not have my handy dandy grinder, espresso machine, all the necessities. Anyway, you should text him. I'm good even when I'm bad. I own you. Nobody has to know. Just love those. Vintage Marilyn Manson poster. Vintage cocktail table arcade game. This is not vintage art, but it is retro gaming art influenced. Here we go. This is gonna spin around, give you the wide angle apartment view. We covered this last week, so if you missed it, there's some good stories. Basically, Fillmore posters. The Fillmore is a famous venue in San Francisco. Would give away posters for sold out shows. And that's my old band poster. Blue Period. Available on Spotify. We have 2 albums on Spotify, people. Yes. And then booty posters, booty mashup posters from New Year's Eve and Halloween. And these are all illustrated by Jupiter Gowling. So, all right, so here we are. This is the part. This is the let me see here. I'm trying to think which way. Let's see, that's west. So that east. Okay, so now we're in the south wing. That was the north wing. Now we're in the south wing. I've literally never called it this ever. All right, so let's go ahead and do the tour. DJ time, show them the bathroom, show them the bathroom. I don't know why I need to show the bathroom. I mean, there's the bathroom. But I think I know why DJ Time wants me to show the bathroom, because he really loves all the postcards. I've got several postcards hanging here. This one right here is interesting. So I have this one because it's very significant. Smashed was basically the precursor to Booty Mashup. The very, very first time, not the very first time I DJ'd, but the very first kind of like regular bar night. It wasn't a club. It was just a bar. As you can see, every Thursday night at the Cinch. The Cinch was our neighborhood gay bar, and they needed we were putting songs on the jukebox one night. Bartender was like, "This is really good. This is you guys putting songs on the jukebox." Yeah. They're like, we have an opening on Thursday night, which you want to DJ. And myself and Mysterious D hadn't really DJ'd. I DJ'd in college, like a radio show. She, wanted to DJ. We had done like 1 or 2 DJ gigs kind of as a lark. So we jumped on it. And Bastard Pop, Rock and Roll, Electroclash, Mashups, Strong Drinks. So yeah, that is literally the very, very first flyer of the very first like DJ, not my first gig, but my first like regular DJ night was a bar night at the Cinch. And then I've got postcards for real San Franciscans. So San Francisco is expensive. Golden Gate Bridge, meh. This one I love. Fuck, it's cute here. So yeah, just a random postcards. Oh, here we go. Signed Nina Hagen. Now this one I know 100% for sure is not fake because I got her to sign it myself. When my band, let's see, there we go. You can see it. My band, Blue Period, was the opening band for Nina Hagen. I actually even designed this flyer for DNA Lounge. So yeah, of course, got Nina Hagen to sign the flyer that I designed and that my band opened up. This right here is, this is the shower. This is where I plot world domination. This is also where I, back when I used to be a touring DJ, I could figure out where the fuck I was going. And then behind the curtain, all right, so I showed you guys a bunch of classic video game stuff already. Does anyone recognize this? This is actually, these things are neat. These are not tiles. This is actually little plastic tile things that, they get wet, they slide right off. They pretty much stay there. Like, they do not move. I mean, you gotta use your fingernail to pick it off. So, for a long time I had, it said, "Start Today," which is a lyric from a Smashing Pumpkins song from their first album, Gish, which I always thought was nice motivation, but then a morning motivation for when you're in the shower. But then I decided, there we go. Then I decided I wanted to do some pixel art, and I thought, okay, we're in the shower. Does anyone even recognize what this is? Can you tell what's going on here with this 8-bit pixel art? So this is literally based off of an Atari 2600 game. I looked at the graphics, and as best as I could, I mean, the Atari 2600 has strange pixels where they're often rectangular and not perfectly square. So this is basically just an approximation. But can anyone even tell what the hell this is? A lot of people think that this is this is from the video game Indiana Jones or Raiders of the Lost Ark, and that's Indiana Jones. That's or Outlaw, which is cowboys shooting at each other, and that's a cowboy hat, and then that's they're shooting at each other or something. People can't tell what the hell this is. This is actually from the video game Porky's. If you are a fan of the 80s, then you know that Porky's was a 1950s, it took place in the 1950s, it was basically an 80s teen sex comedy, and one of the famous scenes in Porky's is these horny teenage boys discover a hole in the shower, and they at their school, and they spy on the girls taking a shower. It's the 80s were infamous for teenage sex comedies. Gratuitous, hey, here's some boobs. So weirdly enough, 20th Century Fox, who released the movie, also made Atari 2600 video games for a short time. And so they were just making random video game translations of movies, and they made a video game for the Atari of Porky's. So that scene, does it look any different now? That's one of the teenage boys looking through a hole through the wall at a woman taking a shower. That's the shower head. Those are the drops of water, and that's a woman taking a shower. Yes, this was state-of-the-art 1982 video games. Yeah, it's you kids today and your I don't even know, you're extremely high here and your cyberpunk 2077. Back in my day, we had to get by with this. Can you believe it? Oh, this is a fun thing. Here, let me show you. Anyone recognize this? Tower Records towel. Do you remember Tower Records? I loved Tower Records. I was so sad when they went out of business. Well, it turns out there is still a Tower Records in existence, and it is in Japan. in Tokyo. So when Jupiter Gatling and I went to Tokyo, I definitely had to make a pilgrimage to Tower Records, and they had some merch, and I was like, fuck yeah. So I've got a few. I've got like a tote bag, and then I've got like, yeah, and Tower Records was all yellow and red, very, very gaudy. There is the Shroud of Hedwig. Usually I have t-shirts in here because it's a t-shirt frame, but that's the Shroud of Hedwig. And then, right here, this is fun. This sign says, for pee and poo only, do your drugs in the other bathroom where the sink is. Do not stay in too long, leave this door wide open. So, so the story with this is actually a friend of mine who lived in a house with 2 bathrooms. This apartment does not have 2 bathrooms. Used to put very anal retentive signs all over. Anytime she threw a party, she loved to throw parties, but literally there were signs everywhere. Like the other bathroom also had a sign of like basically how to take a shit properly. It was ridiculous. So at the end of one of her parties, I stole this sign, and I had it framed in our bathroom for years. And then somehow when we moved, I mentioned Mysterious D and I broke up, and I got something, she got some other things. Somehow she ended up with my friend Marcy's sign. And then I was like, oh man, I missed that. Whatever happened to it? And I posted, because Eric, my assistant Eric, had actually posted on Facebook a different sign and was like, you remember these parties? And I was like, oh, I used to have this sign. And then DJ and Nate, who was dating after we broke up, was actually dating my ex, Mysterious D, for a minute, and helped her move, was like, actually, I have that. I'm going to mail it to you. And I'm like, how do you have it? And it was like, apparently when he was helping Mysterious D move, she was like, I don't want this. This was Adrian's friend. Adrian at the time, now I'm Adriana. And so Nathan grabbed it and mailed it to me. And of course, I do frame it and put it back up here. So more random artwork, you guys. This is okay, this here, we're gonna get rid of the reflection. This is a piece by Andrew Bowademan, little Betty Page action in a martini glass. There have been lots of variations of this particular kind of like pinup design, but I love his, I just love his illustration style, and in fact, so much that I bought one of his sketches. This is apparently a design that he did on commission, so I never actually saw the finished piece because it was like for a company or something, I think like a champagne company or whatever, but he had the sketch for it and he was selling it on his website. Really, this was like only $100. It was pretty cheap, so I was super excited to get one of his sketches. I think the title is Don Draper's Girlfriend. It was very retro 60s kind of thing. And then this right here, this is one of my all-time favorite pieces of artwork. This one, talking about the Nighty Award and kind of issues between my ex and me, as far as like, we didn't fight about too much. But this one was like, I'm like, you can keep all the artwork. This is the only thing I want. And this is by Ron English, who is an LA artist who often does sort of like these very artistic commentaries on pop culture and consumerism. Marilyn Monroe with Mickey Mouse boobs. This is one of his iconic images. He's done a variety of these in a variety of different styles. This is done in kind of like a Warholian, like a Warhol silk screen, and actually bought this directly from the artist. Random story here too, like things, was at a, there we go, in my neighborhood, went to a bar, myself and Mysterious D, went to a bar in our neighborhood, and weirdly, this artist, Ron English, is having a show, and I knew about him. It was before, he's bigger now, but back then it was like, not that many people knew about him. He was, I mean, if you like culture jamming type stuff, which I do, then yeah, of course you probably knew who he was. But he's definitely bigger now. He was literally having an art show. So yeah, this was the very first piece of artwork. Wait, no, I take that back. This is the second legit piece of artwork that I've bought, like from an artist. So I was like, I want this and I deserve it more than Mysterious D did. So that was one of the few things in our divorce. In fact, when we got into a huge fight because she knew that I loved this piece, she actually basically broke into my home. A friend of mine had my keys. She stole my keys off of our mutual friend, came here, and kind of like, she didn't really ransack my house, but she just grabbed a few choice things. This was one of them. Fortunately, it came back. But anyway, oh, the drama. Okay. Does anybody recognize this painting? It's actually a poster print, but I, put it in a frame so it looks fancy. It's from the movie Liquid Sky, which this is where I originally got my name from. There is a character who is the girlfriend of this character, Margaret. There's another character who's kind of crazy, and her name is Adriana, and that is actually where I got my name. A little fun fact. We're gonna get to that in a minute, but I know DJ Time would be like, "No, you gotta show them the closet. You gotta show them the closet," because DJ Time, whenever I would have guest DJs, or he'd invite random people to the after party, he would do the house tour. Even if I wasn't here, even if I was like in Berlin or I'm in LA or wherever, and I would let my crew come and have after parties here in this apartment. This here, let's get the motion detector to turn the light on. Come on. Why you never work? There we go. Ta-da! The shoes. It's the shoe collection. Look at these shoes. Most of them are black, but then there's, there are these. And yeah. So this is my epic shoe and boot collection. It's not that epic. I mean, there are people who are really into shoes and boots that have like entire closets. But there's like a couple nice ones, like these clear lucite heels. These that I love these right here with this like super spiky, almost like needle stiletto. And then, of course, all of these, which are the Doc Martens stilettos, which are like the most comfortable stilettos ever made. So it's amazing. Oh, and then these, God, I was like forever trying to find these as a booty, a little booty, get it? This is like an Eames chair. And it's appropriately called the Eames boot or booty from United Nude. So yeah, let's see here. What do we got? Closet's a little, like you can see, is a big empty spot here. So I am making headway, and there's sort of an empty spot over here. I'm making headway in packing, but lots of black t-shirts, and then costumes. It's like, just all sorts of random. Like, there we go, pirate costume, ringleader costume, there's like, sexy Elvis, just all sorts of, there's another pirate costume, sexy race car driver, sexy Boy Scout. Actually, this is not sexy Boy Scout, this is just literally my Boy Scout, my Boy Scout uniform from back when I used to be a Boy Scout, believe it or not. Lots of black dresses, hair, yes, there's one hair piece. Here's another ginormous hair piece. It's the large Dreadfall, as you can see, with 65 dreads. This thing is so huge, it's got its own zip code. It's also like super heavy on my head. I can't wear it. It's like for too long. I have to not pin it in, and I have to basically just sort of like, it's a whole architectural. It's huge. And I can't wear it for too long. It's like for photo shoots, basically. What else? Oh, bins of like sexy clothes. Here we go. And then there's even more like when you throw parties for a living, you end up with like, you know, there's all the cosplay, there's the Halloween, there's Poison Ivy, Rogue, Dark Phoenix. I mean, this is all, like all the you know, the Comic-Con cosplay. More, it's all jammed in here, but you know, there's sexy pirate, sexy nun, and frog. No, there's actually no frog. So anyway, so there we are. That is the closet. And then what do we got? Oh yeah, right here. Yeah, fuck yeah, hell yeah. I love that. And then this is where the magic happens. This is actually, the magic happens over in the other room on the iMac and the laptop, but this is the bedroom. I always wanted like just a completely like floor to ceiling red boudoir walls. Like just, so everything is red and black in here. My nice vintage 1960s here. Let's see here if you can, oh yeah. My vintage 1960s lamp that I found at like a vintage store. Yeah, it's legit from like the 60s, and you can tell because I need to get this fixed. All the artwork is red and black. Thank you, Jupiter Gatling, for allowing me to search through some stock images to get stock illustrations. So yeah, it's like there's pinup art on this wall above the bed, and there we go. We've got like, again, high heels. These right here, speaking of high heels, these are Jupiter Gatlings. I wish she and I we can share clothes. We wear almost all the same size, but not shoes. And God, I want to wear these so badly. They're gorgeous. Right now they're just sort of decorative. But yeah, those are her shoes. And then right here, the Lips chair. Sadly, this is going to go into storage. This one, on the other hand, this chair, so that's going to go into storage. But this one, I'm about to go down to LA. I've got a place down in LA that I also Airbnb out. I was throwing a party every week in LA, so ended up with a place down there that I can't sell. But anyway, the shoe chair is going to go down to LA. That will continue to have a life. Okay, let's go through here. Does anyone notice anything in particular about these pinup models? Because I have a theory about these pinup models that are illustrated here, and my theory is that these are all trans women. Like, just look at that face. Just, I don't know, like a little exaggerated drag queen eyebrows there. Just, I don't know, just a certain vibe, a certain look. And then the other reason why I think that these are all trans women is, take a look. They are all very sexy and seductive, like hiding their crotch. Yeah. So this is, I might be a little biased, I will admit, but my theory is that these are trans women. That's my story, and I am sticking to it. All right, so we are almost at the end of Cribs Part 2. Thanks everyone for being here and being part of the channel, being here for Cribs. Sorry I got a late start. So I'm gonna go over just the little DJ Airson. I'm sorry, your happy hour is gonna start like five minutes late. Maybe 7 minutes, we'll see. But there's one last thing that I have to show you, and it's not this incredible view, although let's just go look one more time at this incredible view. I'm gonna miss this, but this is also, look at this. It's a beautiful day in San Francisco. Beautiful day. There's the Twitter building. Yes. Okay. Nope. The one thing I need to show you is over here in the corner. Do you all see this? Do you see it? Let's get a closer look. Let's get a closer look. What the fuck? What the fuck is this shit? Adriana doesn't even like Sailor Moon. Why does she have a figure of Galaxia in her evil boss form, her like final form from like the last episodes of season 5 when she's trying to take over the universe, or whatever the hell she says, in her demonic demon wings, and the most powerful being in the galaxy, apparently, Galaxia. So yes, there's this figure. This is the one thing that Jupiter Gatling keeps talking about, where we're gonna pop you out. We're gonna go mobile here. This is the figure that Jupiter keeps being like, you gotta bring back Galaxia. Like, the only thing, she has a bunch of shit here at my apartment. Everything's gonna go into storage except for this. She's like, you gotta bring this back. Bring it back. Ah! Okay. This is why I usually don't have the wings on, because they fall off so easily. Usually it's this little, look, this is not even attached to anything. Oh, there we go. See? Like, it just, like, and this barely, like, doop. So this is often how I have her now, because I just don't even want to deal. I put the wings on and the sword just for this show. But yeah, if you look at her funny, these wings fall off. So, I'm sorry, Jupiter Gatling. They've survived. It's just plastic. It's okay. I'm sorry. All right, I'm gonna zip on over here. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to show you guys. You're like, wait, but you didn't show this thing or that thing. Oh, wait, let me grab that. Here, you might all get sick again. Although maybe not, because the iPhone has way better image stabilization. Let me grab the tripod and go and check what's going on in the chat. There we go. And pop you back in. Hold on, we're gonna put you right there. Sorry. Do you all appreciate this kind of like ridiculous like cinema verite live stream on my iPhone? Because I might do shit like this more often, because this is hella fun. Like, I love interior decorating shows. God damn it. I love things like cribs, house tours, things like that. One thing I love to do, there we go. One thing I love to do also is go look at real estate, which is really fun. Like, just to look at other, look at apartments, look at houses, look at stuff. I love shit like that. I love when I go to someone's house, like, if it's nicely decorated or even not so nicely decorated, but they've got shit around. I'm always like, I'm looking at their book collection. I'm looking at the artwork. I'm looking at the tchotchkes, and I often am asking lots of questions. And I know these people are like, oh my God, and they want to like tell you stories and stuff. And I think I can dish it out, but I can also take it. I want to hear the stories. I want to I want to know like what makes you tick. And oftentimes what's in your home is very much like, it's a reflection of who you are as a person. So that's obviously I'm not the only one, because otherwise why would the MTV show Cribs exist? Why would there, there's all sorts of TV shows dedicated to this. So let me just look here for a second, see if I missed anything. Admiral Luck, one more time. What's the app I'm using? It's Epoch Cam. Hold on. Oh God. Yeah. Now I'm on my iMac over here, so I can't even see. It's from, Epoch Cam Pro. Thank you. And shout out Yaganub. Thanks so much. I could not make this somehow. I had an issue at the last minute with it. OBS freaking out about it, even though it worked earlier. So I'm on my laptop. I hope it wasn't too laggy. I hope things were good. While I'm here, let's change things because we need to get ready for happy hour. So this weekend's theme, this was another Dance Commander disco idea where they're like, we want to do like outer space or in space or something. So we're like, oh, and then I always shoot these ideas out to my to the DJ team, kind of be like, okay, here's the theme ideas, here's what we're doing, who wants to DJ, and like almost everybody was like, I want to do the space theme. I want to do space. So we actually are doing 2 nights of booty mashup in space. I don't know why you have to say it that way, but you have to say it that way, preferably with lots of echo. So I'm sure, I hope DJ Erson is doing happy hour. Hold on. In space with Erson. Let's get that right. Okay. Sorry, just need to make sure I change the titles. Getting a little BTS action here. Okay. Making it all. We're changing just chatting to music. And we are almost good to go. All right, you guys, thanks so much for being here for the weekly meeting. It's our weekly just chatting with myself, Adriana A. I am the queen bitch of Booty Mashup, and it was my pleasure to show you my home. At least it's my home for 6 more weeks, although it's going to increasingly be getting torn apart as I pack up my life and prepare for a move to Berlin, Germany to ride out the rest of the global pandemic. So I will be moving back to San Francisco eventually when I can, throw parties safely at DNA Lounge again. I'm going to be getting rid of this Twitch channel, never doing Twitch again, and giving up live streaming and just going to go back to being a club DJ. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, you guys. Of course, we're going to keep live streaming. Someone's going to clip that and take it out of context and then Adriana's going to abandon us. No, of course not. We fucking love Twitch. But I do miss DJing in a club occasionally. So when it's safe to do so, I'll be back in San Francisco. But for now, packing everything all up, one last little house tour, and next week I think I might be coming at you guys in LA. One more loose end to tie up. So many things. But yeah, I have a place down there that I rent out as an Airbnb. Originally I got it because I was in LA every other week, and it seemed cheaper to get a place than it did to rent Airbnbs all the time, and then all sorts of shit happened. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. Anyway, thanks everyone for being here. It's time for happy hour with DJ Erson in space. I forget I was streaming over here. Okay, let's turn you off. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Mwah. Adriana out.